Hey, welcome. I wanted to take a few moments and talk about the field kit that I used for large format landscape photography. So we're going to just walk through a few things. If there's any questions, put them in the comments below. Every piece of gear that we talk about here is field tested. Eastern Sierra, out in the desert, and West Coast. I live in Southern California, so these places are very accessible to me. I don't recommend gear casually because our investments are involved, our money's involved, our partners, our spouses are involved. So I'm very careful about what I recommend. Again, it's been field tested. I use it. And you'll notice if you go to the notes or the description, some of the things that I've mentioned here, I put links there. In addition to the fact there are some affiliate links. It doesn't cost you more, it just helps out the channel. So let's get into it. First thing we want to talk about is the camera system. And let's just jump right into it. Of course, to create that dialogue, if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. That not only helps the community, but it also helps the channel to show interest from you and us in that we're dialoguing, and it helps push this content out further. First and foremost, this is the Intrepid 4x5 camera Mark V. This is my primary large format tool, and this is what I use when I'm out in the field. And I do apologize, I do have notes here because I don't want to wander off too far. With this Intrepid, I have currently a Fujinon W 180 millimeter f5.6, and it goes up to f64. So this is my primary lens, which is equivalent to about a 35 to 45 in full frame 35 millimeter. So this is my primary lens. I will back this up as soon as I replenish the funds with a 90 millimeter, and I think I'm going to cap this kit there. What else is in the primary field kit for this? A light meter. So if you're going to go this route, you definitely need a light meter. As a former wedding and portrait photographer, I did have a light meter, the Sekonic 478D, but I found out that I can add, which had a incident light meter dome on here, and I could swap it out with a spot meter. Now the higher Sekonic, or the more expensive Sekonic, has a spot meter that's 1%, 1 degree, excuse me. This accessory can be purchased separately, of course, and it's a 5 degree. I don't want to spend another $500 trying to get that when I can just spend just over $100 and transform the tools that I already have. That's important for me. So Sekonic 478 with the additional purchased 5 degree spot meter that you could put on there. And this is really brilliant. It works well. And we'll talk about this in some later episodes as we go through how we meter with the Sekonic for the zone system. Let's go. I'll come back to this later, but I'll mention it now. Also in the core kit, currently I'm shooting with the Ilford HP5 Plus and the Ilford Delta 100 Plus, I think it is. Delta 100. So those are the two primary 4x5 sheet films that I'm using, and I'll come back to this this Regal film holder in just a second. So that's the primary field kit that we're going to talk about, and then everything else is just going to come up and support it. Okay, so let's get into the support system. What do we use to carry? I had this in the closet. I'm repurposing it. I'm repurposing my own stuff. This is a low pro Tactic 450, first generation. I got this many years ago. It's worked. I currently have the Pro Tactic 452, and I believe they're on version number 3. But this is the first generation. I repurposed it and made it exclusive for the large format landscape kit. It's years old and it still works, and this bag still holds up. Everything that I'm showing you here fits into this bag. I've also adopted from another bag that I have an f-stop filter holder case, and because this bag is covered with MOLLE straps, so you could just strap it on. And I also have a low pro water bottle holder, and on this side I have a low pro that's designed for this, a low pro tripod holder. So the low pro version 1, they're currently on version 3, but you can find very, very good deals on the version 2, which I also have. That's another camera system. You can find the 450 Pro Tactic version 2 at very reasonable prices on eBay. And that's how I do it. Buy new when you need to, buy used otherwise. Kind of my philosophy there. So this is what I carry this entire system in, and we're walking through it now. So the next really primary item for the support system of this field kit is my tripod, which I adore and love. This is maybe new for some. This is Leo Photo, Leofoto, Leo Photo Ranger Series, the LS 365C. I love this tripod. I'm 6 foot flat-footed, 6 foot tall. It goes slightly above me whether I have my large format camera or my 35 millimeter. It meets me at about here with this setup. Also, I have a Leo Photo. Yeah, I can't remember the name of this. I'll stick it somewhere there. It just escaped me. And on top for ball head, I have a Sunway Photo DT03. So this helps me keep everything leveled and balanced, and it just works well. This Leo Photo Ranger Series. Listen, I used to race bicycle motocross growing up. Hoo-ha for bicycle motocross. These are as big as bicycle grips. It is 5 sections, and this is beefy. You can get lighter, but I love the stability. Also, since I have it open, this is old school. I've been in photography since I was 14. I used to assistant manage a Ritz camera store. I've been around for a few minutes in the photography world. This is called a rucksack, and I remembered this and found it. This is by Vanguard. We used to use this to put stones in it to weigh the tripod down. Now I'll drop my light meter if I'm changing filters on a composition. Anything that I need to just put in someplace quickly as I'm using or composing goes right in here, and I rock that on my tripod. Leo Photo Ranger Series LS 365, and currently as I speak, they've just recently come out with the 365 CX. Same tripod with just newer features. Sweet. Let's see what else we have. Support system. This came off of Amazon, and of course, again, all of the products can be found in the description via the links, and those are affiliate links, no extra charge to you. This is a carrier for my film holders. You can hold about 5, which one film holder holds 2 sheets. So 5 of these is about 10 shots. And I have 2 bags that I use. And these fit right in there, nice. Keeps it dry and keeps it organized. I love that. This was a challenge for me in this field. Finding a reasonable dark cloth. They have been ridiculously priced. You put this over, old Ansel Adams style, and you want a nice one. This is made well, stitched well, black, silver on the inside, or the outside, black on the inside. $200, $300 was not going to happen in this household. I found this, if memory serves me correct, on eBay for about $26, maybe 40 with shipping and tax, but it was not $300. It covers well, it's dark, it allows me to see, and it does what it does. It does its purpose. I learned this from our fellow photographer, Ben Horn. Don't cheap out on these. Your shutter release cable. Again, I'll link this in the description below. The name escapes me at the moment, but this was recommended by Ben Horn. Great inspiration, very consistent guy. Love his work. But I have a cheap backup, but I bought a good one because the last thing you want to do is get out in the field and have this fail on you. And you're stuck with a large format camera with a beautiful, you've traveled and you've got a composition and you can't take the picture properly. So don't cheap out on this part. Some things we have to pay for directly. Here's a few other things that I have that make the supporting cast of this kit. This is a Haida 2-in-1 variable ND and circular polarizer. The lens that I have is 67 millimeter. This is 77, so I had to get a step-up ring. This goes from 67, screws onto the front of the lens, and then the face of it is 77. So I use this step-up ring so that I can, this is my primary filter. I do have others, but I don't leave home without this. This helps me blur the water or cut down some light so I can use a different aperture. For this kind of photography, I use the View Catcher, about $15. This is an artist's tool. It allows you to kind of just mentally, visually frame your composition. I also use the Viewfinder app on my phone. That also helps. About $6. This is a small measuring tape from a local hardware store. This one is a 6-footer. I don't need 6 feet, but to measure the bellows extension, it's small and it's functional so that I can compensate for that. This comes from the hiking side. We will do another video in such a manner to show the loadout for actual camping. I'm a camping photographer. I love being out in nature. I'm sure you do too. And so I'll show you some of the things I use for camping when I do landscape photography. This comes from the other side of what I do. And this is a sitting pad, small, comes from Nemo. I'll put it in the description. And when you're out hiking, backpacking, you want to sit down, take a break, eat your lunch, you sit on this as opposed to a rock, feels better. I use it for that, but I also use it in various locations because me personally, I'm at the beach. I may be in the mud or the dirt. I don't want to set my bag in there. This is why it looks pretty good and it's lasted me years because I try to take care of it. And so I'll use this to put my bag on top. It folds up one time and it slides right into the laptop compartment, which I don't carry a laptop with my photography gear. So this is repurposed, multi-purpose. That's another thing that we should do, is try to multi-purpose things that we carry with us. Sorry about that. Some of the filters that I use also that goes into this bag are some grad filters, and I have a few of those. This pretty much sums up the entire kit that I take into the field. And of course, please, if there's any questions, put them in the description, or in the comments below. And if you have any interest in anything that's been presented or some recommendations, please feel free to send them in the comments and look at the links that are listed. And thank you. Happy shooting. I'll see you in the field.